Male chauvinism run riot now on BBC Two in a recently discovered early work from director Michael Powell. For the first time on network television, there are high jinks across the chemistry bench in The Love Test.
To find a formula for fireproofing celluloid is a very difficult matter.
Yes, I could have thought of that myself. Yes.
Okay.
Don't say okay.
I take it that Smith has put the whole laboratory onto the job.
Every man and woman in the place that has any ideas, if any. What do these people take us for? Grocers? Take a look at this. Take a... Tilling.
Yes.
I've half a mind to write them a stiff letter. A very stiff letter.
But, we mustn't upset them. They're big people.
And we're big people, too. Big people. Very big people. At the end of the week. How long did it take to discover the steam engine? How long was that Faraday fellow working on his thingamajig, electrical thing? Fireproofing. Why, every laboratory in the world is looking for it.
Fireproofing celluloid, a very difficult matter.
Boy!
Didn't you hear me call you, you little microbe?
A glass of water, please, Miss Watson.
And bearing this in mind, you will realize that while doing our utmost to fulfill your commission,
difficulties?
The difficulties of finding, what's the word?
Formula.
No. Of the finding formula. Yes. For fireproofing celluloid are considerable.
Hello, he's got his indigestion again.
He eats too much.
The more the better.
He's put away 5 bottles of those pills this week.
Oh, come in, come in. Oh, Mr. Smith, I want a word with you. Come in and sit down. You can leave us, Miss Thingamabob, you can leave us. Mr. Smith, we've just had a letter from the Union Celluloid Company. A most ridiculous letter, I may say, but they, have you got that letter, Mr. Tilling? Yes. Yes, thank you. They seem to be in a most indecent hurry for this, oh yes, this fireproofing process. Yes. What about it, Mr. Smith?
Come here, stupid.
Oh, Mr. Thompson, you're so masterful.
I've got no time for that now.
Oh, but I have.
Now, look here. I've got an idea old Smith's going to resign.
A man can have his job and hiccups as well.
But not as often as he has them. If he resigns, I get the job. I'm senior in the lab.
Oh, Mr. Thompson, you'll be too grand for me.
Have a heart. Can't you see I've got to know? It's like having money on a horse, the result's out, and you haven't got a penny for the evening paper.
I'll snoop around for you.
Thanks, nitwit. One day I'll do something for you.
Oh, Mr. Thompson.
And the doctor says I must put myself under a very rigid treatment, with freedom from all worries.
But surely a week's holiday, Mr. Smith? At the seaside, a good blow, Mr. Smith, a good blow? Nothing like a good blow?
At the seaside?
I wish I could solve my problem as easily as that, sir. A very, very rigid treatment. The doctor was most emphatic. I'm forced to resign.
But this is very tiresome. Very tiresome indeed, Mr. Smith. I was relying on you in this matter of a formula for fireproofing celluloid.
A very difficult matter.
They're in a very, very great hurry for it. Now, who would you suggest, recommend, who do you think could take your place as head of the department?
Come on, Mary, didn't you hear the bell?
Can't leave this.
Don't overdo it, Lee.
Well, you know what it is. One gets the beginning of an idea and daren't leave it in case it escapes.
Yes, I know.
I don't believe it.
But it's true. I wouldn't
Why, the
deceive
big
you.
overfed pig.
I'm ever so sorry. Ever so.
What the devil does Smith know about it anyway? I'm first on the list.
You sure are with me, Mr. Thompson.
Oh.
Couldn't you stay a minute with a girl? Come on, Tompkins.
Can I get you something from the canteen?
Thanks, Greg. Don't bother.
Hello, Mr. Gray.
Oh, hello. Oh, I say, if you're going down to the canteen, you might order some cocoa for Miss Lee.
Mr. Gregg,
Hmm?
did you ever take a girl to the pictures?
Pictures? No.
No, I was afraid not.
I have something to tell you all. Mr. Hosea Smith has at last tendered his resignation.
Chief is dead. Long live the chief!
Thank you, my loyal subjects, one and all. But there is a snag.
Why? He hasn't recommended somebody else, has he?
Mary Lee.
Pudding.
Yes, a girl. Bossing us.
It's all wrong.
She's a very good chemist.
What has that got to do with it?
Well, everything.
She's a woman. Perhaps you like taking orders from a female, but I don't. Nor do the rest of us.
Yeah.
Especially from a serious-minded little frump like she is.
One of the best chemists in the place, anyhow.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Smith, but I understand you're leaving us. I can only tell you how sorry I am.
News travels fast, Mr. Thompson.
Bad news, Mr. Smith.
I only regret I cannot accommodate you immediately in the matter. I'm not leaving for another month.
Oh. Listen, you fellows. I think there's time to do something about this. Now, Smith doesn't leave for a month, and in a month, a lot can happen.
You mean get rid of her somehow? Make things tough for her?
There's no need to be crude. She's too wrapped up in her work to know what's going on around her.
She's positively in love with it.
In love with it. Now, given that she fell in love with a man...
No, ma'am, look at her.
A man might...
She's got the appeal of a Bunsen burner.
A man might overlook that for a while. Perhaps long enough to take her mind off her work.
You, Mr. Greg's cocoa.
Exactly, my dear Alan, exactly. The directors would never give her the job if work were no longer her chief interest. I think I found the good idea you've been looking for.
I think it's a rotten one.
Oh? And can you suggest a better?
No, I mean, I think it's a rotten sort of trick to play on a girl.
And what sort of a trick is it to make her chief of department, over our heads, over my head?
She's a very good chemist.
Rot. Well, who's going to play Don Juan?
I shall ask for volunteers. Who will volunteer to capture this fair lady's heart? And the whole battalion step forward as one man.
I still think it would be a rotten trick.
I'd do it like a shot. Only I don't think my Ermintrude would care very much about it.
How about you, Gray? You seem to have the right ideas about the young lady already.
I haven't spoken 2 words to her in a year.
All right. We'll fix it fairly. We'll draw lots for it. And whoever wins will have the help and cooperation of the rest of us.
Miss Lee, a woman, eh?
Oh, yes. But a very good chemist.
Yes. Now, come on, Montgomery, what about lunch?
I hate lunch.
There you are. Now. Will that fizz in there? Greg's special. This, on the other hand, will not. So do for the rest of them. This is for the rest of them. Now, ready?
Take the test tube in the right hand, please.
If it fizzes, you're elected. No reaction.
Take the test tube in the right hand, please.
If it fizzes, you're elected. No reaction.
Isn't it?
Yeah, amoeba.
Take the test tube in the right hand, please.
If it fizzes, you're elected. No reaction. Better start now, eh? Greg, old man.
Take the test tube in the right hand.
I think you better leave me out of this.
We can't leave anybody out at a time like this. Loyalty is our watchword. Loyalty to the cause of equality and the rights of men. Isn't that true?
I suppose so, yes.
If it fizzes, you're elected. You're elected. Sir Galahad.
Congratulations.
Keep him.
Boy, child, come here.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Move Mr. Gregg's apparatus over to my bench.
Why?
Propinquity.
What?
You can't make love to a girl who's 20 feet away.
I can't make love to her wherever she is. Look here, suppose you do it. It's more in your line. I'll step out.
Oh, surely you're not going back in your word.
I suppose not, if you hold me to it.
That's right, my boy. Go where glory waits. Ask her out to dinner.
Hello. How are things going?
Hello, how did you get there?
Oh, me? Oh. I was transferred here. I hope you don't think me very rude, but I was wondering if you'd have dinner with me tonight.
What did you say?
I said I was what? No, of course you wouldn't.
And what?
Have dinner with me tonight.
Dinner with you, Greg. Why?
Well, I don't know.
I've got some reading to do tonight. Sorry.
Well, that's all right then. I say. We might perhaps manage a sandwich.
Yes, I'd like that, Greg.
It'll help us keep tab on him.
Well, how did you get on?
You're taking her out to dinner, aren't you?
Yes.
Good work, Gregor, boy. Keep it up.
All right.
Tell her she's the only girl in the world. She's probably dumb enough to believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And take her home in a taxi. A girl in a taxi is worth two in a bus.
Mr. Thompson, she's just leaving.
Miss Lee.
Hmm?
Can I carry those for you?
No, thank you.
Well, about those sandwiches.
By your leave, please. What were you saying?
What?
About those sandwiches.
Oh, yes. Should we go now?
No, must do some work first. I'll meet you at Ted's snack bar, 8:30.
Oh, thanks.
It's Lee, isn't it? Yes, some flowers came while you were out, so I took them in and put them in water. Flowers? They're not mine. I'm sure they weren't meant for me.
You see, there was no card with them, and as I wasn't
People
expecting...
don't send me flowers with cards or without them.
Don't you care for flowers?
Yes, they're all right. Haven't thought about it much.
Would you like one of these to wear?
Thanks.
They must be from Jack. He comes to light every so often. They do, don't they?
I really haven't noticed. This is a pretty room. So light. It sort of laughs, doesn't it?
And you say you don't notice things. Well, have a drink now that I've dragged you in on a wild goose chase.
No, thanks. There's some work I've got to do. I'm meeting a man later on.
Nice man?
Nice? Oh, yes. Just one of the men in the lab where I work. He knows his chemistry.
Interesting.
Yes, I suppose so.
Quite a worker's room, yours, isn't it?
Yes, I suppose it is.
Well, goodbye.
Goodbye. Take bees, for instance. In the beehive, we find a very highly evolved social system.
Oh, biologically, you mean?
Of course. No other aspect's important.
Yeah, I suppose that's the way to look at it. The queen, the female, runs the show.
Certainly. The males exist only to found the hive, the family. The moment that work is done, they're turned out and starved.
Or stung to death. Two.
And the really useful bees are the workers, who are not distracted by the functional limitations of any sex instinct.
I see your point. Absolute economy. Do you think we're coming to a specially bred human being?
A neuter, without sex.
A marvelous idea. A little dull, don't you think?
No. I think it would be an excellent social principle.
And the men, they'd be stung to death.
Nature has no time for uselessness.
I expect you're right. All the same, I'm glad I'm not a bee.
That's because you're an ordinary selfish male.
Well, you're a queen anyhow. You've got lovely hands, far too pretty to hide under rubber gloves.
I'm nothing of the kind. I'm a worker.
Oh, I see.
My mind, my faculties, are functioning to the order of my will. I've eliminated sex.
Of course. If you say so.
mean to say you didn't even kiss her? My dear fellow, I can't understand it.
Deliberately letting us all down.
Alone with a girl and...
Well, that didn't seem to matter. I'm no good at that sort of thing.
Well, what did you do?
Well, I talked and she talked. And before I realized it, we were at her house.
You didn't even drive around the park?
We were nowhere near a park.
Oh, my hat.
Sorry.
Well, didn't you tell her how much she attracted you? Never mind, Greg. You'll do your best. You'll carry on. We'll help. Practical help, that's all you need. Which reminds me, this morning you sent her flowers, pink roses, and a love letter.
I didn't?
Oh, yes, you did. I ordered them, and I wrote the love letter.
I don't blame him. She's not a girl, she's an iceberg.
Yeah, something will have to be done.
Trouble with Greg is he hasn't had enough experience.
I think I can arrange that.
What about the iceberg?
She'll melt. You and I, unconscious, are going to have a cocktail together.
Oh, Mr. Thompson. When?
Tonight, as ever is.
Oh, Mr. Thompson.
I wouldn't be surprised if you looked like a million when you go out.
Well, I do my very best for you.
Something snappy in the frock line, eh?
I've got one little frock.
Only one? Oh, we must see about that.
Oh, Mr. Thompson.
Good morning, Miss Lee.
Morning.
There's something I've been wanting to ask you for quite a while. Have you ever thought of going on the stage?
Stage?
Haven't I ever told you that I think you're one of the best-looking girls I've ever seen?
You really believe that?
Why, of course. Surely you don't think I'd say so if I did.
I think you must be mad. I don't want to seem rude.
Oh,
really.
You're not rude, Miss Lee. Just blind. You just haven't seen yourself as others see you.
Thanks for this, Mary. Hello. Had a manicure. I didn't know you went in for that sort of thing. I don't much.
Hello, Mary.
Good morning, Mr. Gregg.
You were very kind to let me give you sandwiches last night. It isn't often I get a chance of talking to intelligent and good-looking girls.
Are you all crazy this morning?
Why, I didn't mean to offend you.
Talking nonsense doesn't offend me.
Well, then, perhaps you'd come out again tonight.
Sorry, I'm leaving early this evening. I've got some shopping to do.
Hello. Oh, hello, Mary.
I found them waiting for me when I got in. They're lovely.
Rosa? Oh, yeah.
It was awfully kind of you, but really you shouldn't.
Well, I'm glad you like them so much, Mary.
And you don't mean what you said in that letter. You can't.
What did I say? I mean, I never say anything I don't mean.
You said I was beautiful, and, well, I looked, Mr. Gregg, and I'm not.
Well, if I said you're beautiful, you are beautiful. Goodbye.
Of course. Hello, hello. I thought he never sent you flowers.
He's done more than that. He's told me I'm beautiful. Of course, it's a ridiculous idea.
I wonder. Oh, you've been shopping. And at the right place.
Yes, I thought I needed some clothes.
Oh, do show me.
Would you like to see?
I'd love to.
Scissors. Mind the tissue paper?
Oh, yes, I'd be also careful. Oh, what a lovely colour. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it.
You really like it?
Yes, I do. Now, what shoes are you going to wear with it?
Oh, just shoes.
Yes. Of course, you must have the right shoes, mustn't you? And then there'll be stockings, and then there's your hair, of course.
Hair?
Yes. I wonder if you did it on the side.
The side?
Yes. Would you like me to show you?
Oh, yes, please. Would you?
Yes, of course I would. Look, come into my room. I've got a bigger mirror there, will you?
Hello. Housekeeper let me in.
Oh, hello. Look here, what the dickens did you put in that letter to Miss Lee?
Oh, so she's shown some reactions already, has she?
Yes, she telephoned.
Good. I say, you know Minnie Stupid, don't you? Brings sunshine into dull lives, makes the bald grow hair.
That's me.
Now, Greg, don't think we don't appreciate what you've been doing. It hasn't been an easy job. Mary Lee has led a sheltered life.
Poor girl.
And it isn't easy to take a firm line with a girl like that. You've got to sweep her off her feet. Like this. A whirlwind. That's what you've got to be, old boy. A whirlwind.
What, me?
Yes.
Oh, how?
I'm not doing anything just now. Don't you ever think of anything but chemistry?
Honey bottles. What's in them?
Different kinds of perfumes. Oh, that's new gardenia. I brought it from Paris.
Gardenia?
Mm-hmm.
I did a lot of botany once. They extract the essential oils of the flower, give it body with ambergris, but it's mostly rectified alcohol or some other kind of dope.
Marcus of Queensberry rules. Stupid, no biting in the clinches.
Excuse me, my gum.
Go on, you're not trying. Eight,
Oh, Mr.
9,
Gregg.
10, out. He's improving.
You're telling me.
You know, I quite like myself like this.
You won't be the only one. What's John's number?
Why?
I've got an idea. He's going to take you out to supper tonight.
But I had some work to do tonight.
What did you say his number was?
Hello.
Hello. John, this is Mary.
Hello, Mary?
Are you doing anything tonight? Would you like to take me out to supper? I'm all dressed up.
Take you out to supper? Yes, of course. I'd love to. In about 20 minutes.
Well, 20 minutes. Goodbye. You like it?
A bit sudden, though.
Different?
Your eyes are the same.
Are you making love to me?
Well, why not? I have a jolly good mind to smack you.
Now you're angry. I never seen such a
Going
man.
around all these months disguised. You're a menace. I'm scared to death of you.
You don't seem exactly scared.
I've got my reasons.
No, you're different too.
Well, this is better than sandwiches in a snack bar.
Oysters. Champagne. I'm still in a haze.
About me?
It's sweet.
And you're... You're the loveliest thing in the world.
I certainly wasn't lovely before tonight. If I am, which I'm not.
Yes, you are. You always were. I've loved you from the beginning, only I didn't know.
But you know how to say things. Lovely things.
Only say.
I'm beginning to see I was wrong about Louise.
You're still the queen.
You're not a useless nail. Nature approves of you.
But do you?
I do.
Oh, hang it, we're here already. Find a park and drive round it.
So at last you've made some good progress. Well, we better chalk it up.
Yes. I made progress.
You're a credit to me, my boy. The benefactor of us all. All you have to do is carry on being John Gregg, the whirlwind lover. By the little squirt.
So he's walking out on us.
What's the matter with you? Don't you realize this is the best thing that could have happened?
How?
Why, the less he has to pretend he's fallen for her, the more likely she is to fall for him. Use it, my good dolt.
I can't believe it. It's a downright lie.
Gregg, old man, I've been thinking.
Oh, I'm glad of that.
Quite, quite. In fact, I was just going to suggest that you step aside and leave everything to me now.
Why?
Well, Miss Lee, she's been deceiving us about herself.
Oh, you found that out, have you?
Well, obviously, she's a girl of, well, more sophistication than we realized. She needs, of course, I'm not trying to belittle what you've done, but she needs a man of more experience to,
To what?
I see. Quite a little romance.
Good morning, Mr. Smith.
He's got him again.
So what? Get a move on.
I'm extremely sorry, sir, but it is useless my hoping to put it off.
But go immediately. Immediately. The honor of the firm is at stake. The Union Celluloid Company is relying entirely upon us to find a formula for fireproofing their chief material of manufacture.
And it's extremely urgent.
And a very difficult matter.
You say things like that, I shan't be able to work.
Well, we must come to some arrangement about it. How about kisses?
They don't belong in work time.
They belong any time. And I don't care who knows it.
I appreciate your position, gentlemen, but I'm convinced that unless I put myself in the doctor's hands without further delay...
Yes, of course, it's no use talking about it. We're very sorry, of course, very, very sorry indeed. But the work of your department must go on. Where the devil's that girl? Unceasingly. Every effort must be made. Oh, there you are. Tell Miss Lee to come here.
Okay.
How many times have I told you not to use that expression?
Okay.
Every effort.
Miss Lee? Wanted in the president's room.
What, once?
Yes, they're all waiting. Morning, Mr. Gregg.
Morning.
Oh, aren't they cute? I dreamt about you last night, Mr. Gregg.
Did you? Bad luck.
So they sent for her.
What a brain.
What did they say?
Nothing, but old Smith's going at once.
Hell.
Not my department.
They haven't seen her yet.
That's true, and she doesn't look responsible enough to run a whole laboratory. Let's have a deco.
And for the honor of the firm. Now, come along, my dear. Don't be nervous. I'll do all the talking. Smith, Tilling. As from today, yes, owing to the regrettable breakdown in Mr. Smith's health, Miss Lee will be in charge of this department. I need not emphasize her eminent fitness for the post. I am asking you to show your pleasure in her appointment by making it possible for the board of directors to confirm the permanency of her appointment by achieving a success in the task now before you, that of finding a formula for fireproofing celluloid under her guidance. Now come along, my dear. I'll show you your new office.
Hello, Mr. Thompson.
Well, I'll see you later, Mr. Smith. I hope you'll enjoy your, yes, I hope you'll be better soon. Yes, yes. Come along, Tilling. Well, that's that. I'm glad we've got rid of Smith. Very good at his job, but never did like the fella. Now, Montgomery, come on. What about our round?
I hate golf.
Well, thank you for all your good wishes and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Grand darling, I didn't know the old boy had so much sense.
This is my big chance. You've got to help me.
Of course, all I can.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
See you later.
I wanted to be the first to congratulate you, Miss Lee, but I see Mr. Gregg got here before me. I think the board acted very wisely.
That's very nice of you.
I was only saying yesterday that I thought you were the best person to take Smith's place when he left.
Thank you. I hope I'll be a success. We'll find that formula. Though we don't seem much nearer than when we first started, you know.
Oh, we'll find it all right.
Hello, Mr. Gregg. I want to talk to you.
Well, what is it?
Well, you see, it's this way. My boyfriend's the kind of gentleman that doesn't understand a girl. If he thought I'd been going out with another man, he'd... Well, I'd be eating off the mantelpiece for a whole week.
Miss Lee, there's something Well, it's rather a delicate matter.
Oh?
I hope you won't think I'm telling tales out of school.
You're being very mysterious.
Only because I feel so deeply about it. It's John Gregg. He's playing a very dirty game. We've all noticed how he's been trying to take your mind off your work.
I don't quite understand.
Gregg's very ambitious. And when he found out that there was a chance that you might get Smith's job, he decided to distract you by making love to you so that your work would suffer. And then when the board made its selection, they'd leave you out.
I don't believe it.
Well, have a look at that. That's been on the notice board in the common room for a week. And while we're on the subject, look at that.
And I'm grateful.
Well, you should be, Mr. Gregg. Mr. Gregg.
Well?
I'm not in the least interested in the love affairs of my department.
Provided, of course, that they don't interfere with the efficiency of your department.
I'm glad about the job, Mary.
Coming on nicely.
Look here. You're not letting your job make any difference to us, are you?
If you want to keep your job, Mr. Gregg, find some other time for talking.
All right. I say, Mary. Mary.
The stuff exploded before he could turn round.
Look here, you two. You know what the president said about her? You realize we're bound to find the process sooner or later, aren't we?
I suppose so.
But only if we look for it.
I get the idea.
And pass the word round to the others. Greg, old man.
Would you go to the devil?
What are you working so hard for? Do you want to see her in that job for keeps?
You heard what I said.
Oh, yes, I heard. Not the gin, you four-eyed little worm. Have one of my latest cocktails, a running kick.
Take one at yourself.
Still sore because I cut you out with Mary? We had dinner together last night at the doll's house. You know, I feel a little under the weather. We didn't say goodnight till after 3. You really shouldn't keep these late hours. You don't feel like work the next morning.
Don't you?
No.
I'd like to break your neck.
And then I couldn't take her out again tonight, and she would be so disappointed.
can't tell.
John, Laurie! John! Oh, somebody help!
He's shamming, Mary.
You mind your own business.
I might have known it. I won't stand for this sort of thing. Look at these benches. Everything all smashed to pieces. Sheer inefficiency and carelessness.
It wasn't my fault. There were a top balled over. I wasn't there.
Don't stand there and argue. What is missed?
You again. staff.
Oh.
Or was, anyway.
The staff comes in by the doors, not by the windows in the middle of the night.
Let me explain.
I'm not the judge nor the jury. You come along with me.
You're making a mistake.
We'll see about that in the dock.
I'm damned if we will. Where are we going?
You wait and see. Go on. In you get.
Get me out of here.
Morning, Mr. Tilling. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Miss Lee.
Good morning.
Well, how are things getting on, eh?
Well, sir, I hope to be able to bring you something soon.
It's got to be soon. I had another letter from the Union Celluloid Company last night. I'll have to let them have a yes or no answer tomorrow. Been cold in here this morning?
Yes, sir. About that formula, sir, I quite
Yes,
understand.
it's entirely your responsibility, Miss Lee. Entirely your responsibility. Freezing. Positively freezing.
Hello, Mary. Still as lovely as ever? Why, what's the matter?
I should have worked last night instead of going out with you.
Why?
Well, it's the formula. They must have it, and time's getting short.
And life's too short to worry about little things like that. Come on, smile. That's what those pretty eyes are for.
Oh, don't joke. Morning, Miss. Why can't I get these people to work? They make no effort at all.
No hot air. What's everybody thinking about? Modern office without hot air?
Morning, Miss Lee.
Morning. Oh, what are those awful dolls doing there? Take them away. Oh, no, leave them.
Now, Mary, relax, relax.
You don't understand. My whole future depends on success now.
You know, you're taking this formula nonsense much too seriously.
It's my work. It's all I've got. It's all I want.
Yes, but there are other things in life quite as important, more important.
What?
Human beings, people.
You mean men?
Mm-hmm, naturally.
I've done with all that.
With one man, you mean?
With all men.
Be logical, Mary. Surely you wouldn't throw out a chemical experiment just because you'd taken the wrong measure of one ingredient?
I took the wrong measure of a man.
Perhaps it wasn't the right man for you. Pick another one.
No.
Admitting defeat, and you a scientist, just because you made a mistake that anybody might make once.
But not twice.
Mary, if you'd only trust me. You might find that I could help you in some way or other. After all, I've had considerable experience in these matters. And, well, I mean, say if there's at any time I can be of any help or assistance, I should only like you to come to me.
Why the devil this heat cut off this morning? Send that boiler man here.
See this?
Look.
How'd you do it?
There's the formula.
It is celluloid. Thompson's discovered the process. What? Here's it on the formula for it.
All right, all right.
this to the director.
The next time you say that, I'll fire you.
Okay.
There you are, sir.
What the devil's this?
Proof that I found a process that makes celluloid non-inflammable. Try it yourself.
My boy, if you found it, found these lighters. It isn't burning, Tilly. It isn't burning.
It's funny. It looks like celluloid.
Feels like so.
Here he is.
I can't see anybody. I'm busy.
But he's the boiler man.
I can tell you why there ain't no heat. The night bloke locked up a party in my boiler room. Furthermore, he ain't got no call to lock no burglars in my boiler room.
Oh, go away. Take the burglar to the police, but don't bother me.
Me take him. Not if I can help it. Have my face shoved in.
All right.
Oh, don't argue with me. I'm old enough to be your father. Besides, I never did like police.
Tilling, I believe we've found it.
What's happening here?
And there's the formula.
What formula?
Mr. Thompson's discovered the process. Fireproofing for celluloid.
He has indeed. And is this the formula?
Hi, let me out of here.
Did someone speak? I thought I... Oh, it doesn't matter. Now, Thompson, about this formula. Thompson, this is not a formula. It says for Mary, with love from John.
Well, sir, I...
Look on the other side, you old fool.
What? Look on the other side?
Oh, why don't you?
Oh. Oh, yes, this is something like a formula. Something like one.
That's John Griggs. And that. John's found the formula, not you. John!
Mary, darling. Hi, somebody let me out of here. I want Thompson. I want to pull that big nose of his.
John's somewhere under this room.
Where the devil did you get down there?
I'm in the boiler room.
Boiler! No wonder the heat's cut off. Where's that boiler man?
Where's that boiler man?
Hello!
There he is. It's a burglar.
Where's the boiler room?
Go on, don't fiddle about. Where is it?
That way, Miss Lady, sir.
Can I?
Down here, round that way.
Where's the key?
Where's that boiler fellow?
George is up.
Where's George? George! We're down here, George. I can't do any more than that.
John!
Why, please don't crowd.
John. I believed lies about you. I know now I was wrong. I don't deserve to be forgiven. Will you?
My dear boy, I can't think how this can have happened.
Yes, we can't think how it happened.
This disgraceful mistake. On behalf of the great firm, which I have the honor to control, I wish to thank you for your work, for your successful experiment.
Hooray for John Gray. Hip, hip.
Hooray! Hooray, yes. I don't know what reward you would like, but I feel sure that the directors would be only too delighted to meet you in every possible way, in any request that you may have, in reward for the great service you have done our distinguished firm by your brilliant experiments, which have so successfully in every way been